More now on the Bush visit this morning to the Bible Lands Museum in Jerusalem, and joining me in the studio is Amanda Weiss, director of the museum. Amanda, thanks for coming in this evening.
Thank you for inviting me.
How was the Bible Lands Museum chosen among all the museums that Bush could have visited?
Well, we got a delegation that arrived at the museum about 2 months ago, and they were looking for a site in order to hold a meeting between young people with the President and the First Lady to talk about the future of the State of Israel. They came to see our garden. And when they came in the museum, I was very excited because I thought this was a tremendous opportunity, and of course it's a wonderful opportunity for the museum itself. And I explained to them that they really can't just show our garden. They need to come and show the President the museum because it's the history of the lands of the Bible.
Now, you spent 45 minutes with the first couple,
yes,
alone, guiding them through the museum. What was that like?
Oh, it was wonderful. They were a joy to guide. They were extremely interested. They were fascinated by the museum. 45 minutes was very short. One of the first things that the President said was that he was looking forward to coming back as a tourist, so he'd have the time to be able to enjoy and explore the museum to greater depth.
I was going to ask you that because I've been to the museum many times. You can't even scratch the surface
That's
of
right.
all that there is to see and read in 45 minutes. It must have been very challenging for you.
It was. I usually call it my rollerblades tour because basically I had to select, and it's like choosing which of your children or your grandchildren to talk about because the objects are so fascinating. There's so much history to be seen. I brought them into the gallery that is dedicated to writing and showed them the really the development of writing from its earliest cuneiform to the alphabet as we know it today. I took them from there. For a moment we stopped and looked at trade and commerce in the ancient world in the 3rd millennium, went on to the time of Abraham and talked about the calendar, the Jewish calendar, and where it came from, its origins in ancient Babylonian history. From there we went to see early Christianity. It was very short tour and spent some time looking at the Julia Latronilia sarcophagus and comparing burial practices between Judaism and Christianity. They love that. We have a wonderful sarcophagus in the museum that's Roman from the time of Constantine that really shows the miracles of Jesus and is a wonderful comparative religion gallery because you can really look at early Christianity and Judaism at the same time period during the Second Temple period together.
What was it like preparing security-wise before and during the visit?
There was an enormous staff of people that came through on behalf of the Americans as well as, of course, our own security forces. I have to say, and I told the President this himself, that the staff was outstanding to work with. Time-consuming would be an understatement, and it was weeks of preparation, but it was quite wonderful. And they actually managed to allow us to include at the end of the exhibition our 3 Faces of Monotheism show, to show him very briefly as well, which talks about the symbolism in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. It was quite a chavaya, as we say in Hebrew, an experience. And we also were able to take the young people whom they did actually hold the meeting with in our garden and show them the museum as well. So they also had a common point for discussion.
Amanda Weiss, director of the Jerusalem Bible Lands Museum, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, let's take a break now from all of the diplomatic and political happenings and turn our sights to some of the cultural events on tap this weekend. We get the rundown from our own Leah Stern.
Thank you, Yochanan. We begin with the festive